the late nights, the early mornings, the commute, the drive, the planning, all these things. Nobody sees it. Nobody sees it. That's your secret sauce. All those things. Nobody sees it. And honestly, no one needs to know about it. Through this time, there was a time I was in California. I had a full-time job in manufacturing. During the afternoon, I was a basketball coach. And then my other time was spent with my soon-to-be wife. And then we moved to Maryland. I don't know what the hell's happened to my accent. I don't know why I can't pronounce certain words. It's weird. Don't really get it. But we're here now. We're good. Before moving to Maryland. I worked my regular job. But then those nights, I was going to school full time, taking 2 to 3 classes per term. So that means I'm taking 2 to 3 classes every 8 weeks. Nobody saw that. And then to get let go from the government job, start working at Walgreens in retail. Hours were long sometimes. And even with the hours being long, I was still taking 2 to 3 classes every 8 weeks. No one saw that part. In between that time, no one saw the planning. Me thinking of ideas on how I can better support my family and put us in a better position in the future. Think about getting a house in the future. Who thinks about getting a house while you don't have a job? I was. Thinking about how can we be better and close to more opportunities. Looking up different areas and realizing that we need to move. Planning that move. No one sees that. Eventually selling my property. I didn't even think about that. I had a property at the time. Maintaining that property while I'm working full time and going to school full time. Doing all that. No one saw that. Selling a property, getting a decent amount of money from it. Using that to hold yourself up. And then eventually using that money to buy a house. No one saw that. Car breaking down, trade that in, get a new whip. No one saw that. No one saw me driving the car with the transmission slipping and the car not acting correctly. And me trying to maintain that while driving it and still trying to go to work. No one saw it. Once I started working at Walgreens, still going to school full time. Finally finishing that degree, and then after that, trying to move up. I guess no one really knew that I wanted to move up. But even before I went on paternity leave, I told them, if there's anything I need to do to, move up in the company, let me know how to do it. Come back and find out to get a position to, like, the guy that hated me at work. Which wasn't it sucked, but it wasn't necessarily bad or annoying. It was just like, oh, okay, well, you knew I wanted to move up, but you went for them anyway. That's fine. It's what it is. So, start planning. What can I do? Where can I go? Well, I can try to take the same position at a different store. Start applying. Went to that first interview, did good, didn't get the job. But what happened? They referred me to another store. That store I interviewed, and I ended up getting a job. No one saw that. While doing all this, I'm trying to figure out where I want to go to grad school. Because it's all part of the plan, right? No one's seen the planning. I need to go to grad school so I can get a better degree, so I can get a better paying job. Looking at the different schools, researching different schools, seeing what would be the best situation for me and my family. Get accepted to 2 Ivy League schools, some other schools as well, and then choose to pick one that's closer to home. No one saw that. After that, you know, working at Walgreens and still trying to find better paying jobs. Found one. Found many. No interviews for some. Got some interviews for other ones. Some interviews went great, and some interviews it went off the rails and it didn't go well at all. No one saw that. And then after that, find another job. Interview goes well. I don't get the job. They email me months later and say, am I still interested? And I say, yeah. So they set up another interview, then I got the job. No one saw that. And this is why I'm still going to school full time. I was going to school full time, trying to take 3 classes and work my full-time job, but the full-time at this job is a little different. There's a lot of overtime. Sometimes you're working 13, 14-hour days, maybe even 15. You're going there early in the morning and then you're leaving late at night. And then add on top of that, the commute to and from work is an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on how bad traffic is. No one's seeing that. And then eventually, you know, you go to this Ivy League school and you realize it's not all it's cracked up to be, and that's really not something that you need. You drop some classes so you can manage your workload better, and in the end, it still isn't lining up with the person that you're trying to be and the things that you're trying to do. So you pivot. You realize if you stay at the school, you're going to end up taking student loans and owing hundreds of thousands of dollars just to finish your degree at this school. So you transfer to another school where you can finish your degree, same degree, just a different college, and won't have to come out of pocket at all if you finish on time. No one saw that. There's people disrespecting you at school, people disrespecting you at work while you're trying to learn everything. You stay, keep moving. You don't let it stop you. You stay focused. You do what you have to. And you maintain and you succeed. No one sees any of that. No one sees the planning. No one sees the work that goes into it. No one sees how hard you're trying to build your life wherever you're at. They only see you at that point in time. That's it. They'll truly never know the struggle or the hard work that you're putting in to do what you need to do. Make sure you're good and make sure that your family's good. And it'll always be that way. Unless they probe and ask questions, and even then, are you going to want to answer those questions? Are you really going to want to let them in like that? What's the point? You don't need to. You got your wife for that. So, you know, these are things nobody sees. And I think it's better that way. They don't need to know. You just stay focused, keep your head down, and try to achieve your goals, whatever they are. In the end, their admiration and validation isn't what you need. It's you reaching that pinnacle of whatever goal you're trying to achieve. That is all the validation you need to tell yourself, I did that. I was capable and I did that. And that's it. If you need people to see what you're doing, and you gotta let people know what you're doing to show you're valuable, then there's something missing there. You're needing external validation. Why do you need external validation? Why isn't you knowing what you're doing good enough for you? Why do other people need to know? It's a rhetorical question. They don't need to know. They don't need to know at all. Just focus on yourself. Keep trying to be better. And just keep pushing. Never stop. And once you complete a goal, find another one. just keep it going. That's the best way to move. That's how I move, and I feel that's the best way to approach it. I'm Jeuse Kastoan, and this is Unseen Hours.